Alright guys, you're looking at the thumbnail, you're looking at the title of the video, y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active. So active, we will.
Guilty until proven innocent. Men livelihoods are being ruined by cancel culture. What's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Do the Work. Before we get started, hit the like and subscribe button for more content. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to heavily edit the video that we're reacting to today because it's 50 minutes long and most of it isn't necessary to articulate my point. Now let's hop into the video.
Let me also touch on this as well. This to agree is why I separate myself. So people ask me, are you a red pill content creator? Now I say no, and there's a couple of reasons for that. I just say that I create content that comes from here. Yes, I do have some red pill influence, but I'm not going to say that I fit wholly within that space because there's things that I say that more traditional red pill creators will not agree with and will not ever agree with. The other thing is too is that
So let me touch on something super quick. In the red pill space, there isn't necessarily a one size fit all. MTR does align with the Manosphere and red pill. However, it's not a brand that he particularly claims. It's similar for someone, let's say, was making content creation just like this. However, instead of YouTube as a platform, they were using OnlyFans. There's a certain stigma behind that people tend to focus on, and that's why he doesn't label himself as that. And to be fair, channels that do label themselves as red pill or as Manosphere typically have a more aggressive tone to them. MTR is fair as they get. He gives credit where credit's due. He never comes from a stance of attacking someone, and he's always giving critical feedback for people to think about. He never points the finger and necessarily saying, all women suck doing this, all men suck doing that. He does take it on a case-by-case basis, and that's what's relevant here. He never calls anyone out of their name, nor tries to shame people for things that aren't logical. For example, if you're overweight, then you are overweight. We're 100% control of how much that we put into our body and how much we move. There are exceptions, but what we do here and what he does on his channel is typically talk about the general parts. The reason why all this is relevant is because this is how he carries himself. This is what he's known for. This is why he is big as he is at 300,000 subscribers. And all it takes is one angry womaness to tarnish his name. And you're going to see this in this video.
at this point, it's such a tarnished brand, and it's a brand that you cannot control. And if I cannot control it, then I don't want to be known as someone who does specifically just that. Okay, this is a critical thinking platform right here. I throw up issues or topics or situations in a way to help you think better about yourself in the situation that you are in, so you can increase the results, the receipts, and the outcome of your life. So let's get active. Shout out to Megan Schmollett, by the way. Believe all women my ass. Believe all men my ass. You got to look at each and every story and each and every situation. I got a message on my Instagram. I think you guys should be able to see this. And to be honest, I actually think it was several messages. I think it was several messages. And within these several messages, I blocked all the messages, but something told me in this one, I just decided to screenshot it, but I end up blocking. Before I blocked this person, I took a look at their account. Of course, no name that makes sense, no profile picture. This is before I blocked this. Male supremacist ideology is no different than white supremacy. The Manosphere is a toxic male separatist movement that bashes women and propagates hate. They openly disdain women and normalize it through online harassment and real life violence. What? I actively, on my channel, talk about not being violent. I actively talk about on my channel not being violent. Drop a 1 down into the chat if you've ever heard me said to be violent against somebody. I have done video after video of telling men not to be violent against men and women. Drop a 1 down into the chat if I'm not lying. Drop a 2 if I'm lying. Drop a 1 if you've seen some of those videos. What? They openly disdain women. When have I openly disdained or was misogynistic or hated women. When? I've never called them out. When? Call it out. The most salacious thing about my channel is the titles. It's the titles, and I get after it in the thumbnails. Well, if you watch the content, what are some of the things that I teach? How to be your most happy, how to be your most successful, how to live well in this world today. But are we talking about facts here, or are we just talking about feelings?
Okay, so basically this lady went onto social media, calling this man out of his name, accusing him to be something that he is not. The only thing about his content is it holds everybody, both men and women, accountable. And I guess she just didn't like that because she has the mindset of believe all women, which is a terrible idea. We have to do this on a case-by-case basis. Now, what was the end result? The end result of her smear campaign is that he lost a very prominent sponsor, which is, I believe, keeps.com. They focus on specifically men. Keep that in mind. So she is calling this man out of his name, portraying him to be something that he's not, and a company that focuses on men, they don't have women clientele, cut him off as part of their brand deals. Now, anyone that does YouTube knows this important fact. You cannot rely on just ad revenue. You have to diversify yourself. So think about it like this. He has over 300,000 subscribers. Let's say if he was getting paid $1,000 per 100,000 subscribers, so $3,000 a month. Multiply that by 12, and that's more than half of what Americans make. It's more than half of what they make in 1 year. And one false accusation by an angry woman has taken that income out of his life. That's over $300,000 in the time span of 10 years. Do we not see what the problem is here? It's just crazy to me that we live in a society that can throw dirt on hardworking men's name with no real proof. All Keeps had to do was go into his YouTube channel and they wouldn't have found anything what this lady said to line up. It's not congruent because he's just not that person. But it doesn't matter because he's a man and there's an angry female and they don't want to get caught in the crossfire and have that negative stigma attached to their brand, even though that their brand is centered around men. This is some powerful shit, you guys. And what's ironic about that is that this type of smear campaign can only hurt women as well. We see this as a byproduct in the workforce. There are male managers refusing to be alone with women because they're afraid of accusations. They need a witness there to back up whatever story that they could possibly be subjugated to. On top of that, women aren't getting invited into higher circles that usually is male dominated because they don't want to bring that type of drama. And more importantly, they don't want to bring that type of liability in their circle because a woman's word is worth so fucking much in our society. And I personally know men that have been in these situations where they were falsely accused. However, in order to basically skip the liability of it might be true, companies have let them go and they lost their jobs. Now, you don't have to look inside your own personal social circle to find these examples. I forgot his name. It's Johnny something that he has false allegations towards him. He played in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, lost millions and millions of dollars in opportunity costs, and I believe liquid cash as well because of false accusations. And years down the line, we find out, hey, those stories, the stories that Amber Heard told was not true. And it's just a shame that we live in a society that women can get away with that. Anyway, guys, with that being said, I'm going to put a link down below to the original video. Go watch some of his content if you're interested. Just a way to show some support and offsetting the income that is lost. I can personally validate that this content is very good and you will learn something if you're open-minded enough to just actually take yourself and take your biases out of it and listen to what he has to say. And it just gets the brain juices flowing and have more critical thought behind conversations. And that's why I enjoy his channel so much. And that's why I was pretty pissed off to hear about this. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure he's going to be fine. Like I said, YouTubers have to diversify themselves when it comes to making income. I know he has a Patreon. I know there's other products that he's sold, nothing too crazy. Obviously, he still has other brand deals in his ad revenue. So overall, I think he's going to be okay. But it just really sucks that that much money is being pulled out of his income because someone literally lied on him and made him out to be a villain. And there was no sense of any type of trial, basically, official or unofficial. And he lost that money. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.